It's from SETH Speaks, SETH Wisdom. So in this chapter, we are in the chapter, the soul and the nature of its perception. So in the last session, we have discussed about how to connect with our soul. So he has given some few points like meditation, through practicing silence, and when we are with higher consciousness, like with great masters and nature, and also when we drop our ego self. This is how we can connect. Like there are multiple ways maybe, but these are like a few points he has shared. And slowly how our ego self is becoming a hurdle to connect with our own self. So today we will continue about how the soul perceives. So here he says, soul perceives in 360 degrees. So this line, he is trying to explain us about the soul, about how it perceives and how it understands, how it persuades, how it is pursuing. So everything, that is how it is seeing, how we are. So he said the soul perceives in 360 degrees. So we have multiple alternatives, friends. We have multiple alternatives. So like, because he says, because the dimensions of your reality are so little understood, your concepts are bound to be limited. So we didn't understand about ourselves. We didn't completely understand about this dimension. About the dimension is not something like we have to understand about at the geography level, at a materialistic level, like superficial level. It's not like dimensions means that when we understand about ourselves, when we understand about all our bodies, that's it, that is enough. That is, I think this is not like, I'm not saying as a statement, but I think that it is enough to, when we understand about ourselves and when we understand about our limitedness. So here the soul perceives in 360 degrees, but are we allowing ourselves to pursue, to look at the things at 360 degrees? No, not at all. Not at all. Because we limit ourselves. We all are in that certain limitedness. So we perceive only at one angle, through one direction, in only one direction. Maybe you may say that I will get alternative thoughts, I will get alternative plans, I will get though. So think about, though they are alternative plans, so whatever you do in, if you get any alternative ideas for one work, if you get 10 multiple alternative ideas, but think about the source of the source where these ideas are getting generated. The source is limited. From limitedness, we are creating that multiple alternatives, but the source is from the limitedness. And next he says, personality, even as you know it, constantly changes. And this paragraph is so depth that I understood that whole my life, whole my whatever the experience is existing, it is the essence of this paragraph, friends. Because he says, personality, even as you know it, constantly changes, and not always in ways that are anticipated, most often, in fact, in unpredictable ways. Okay, you insist upon focusing your attention upon the similarities that are woven through your own behavior, and upon those you build a theory that the self follows a pattern that you instead have transposed upon it. And the transposed pattern prevents you from seeing the self as it really is. Okay, so we we will break to certain sentences. Okay, we'll try to understand. So here he says our personality is constantly, even as you know it, constantly changes, and not always in ways that are anticipated, most often in fact in unpredictable ways. That means we all are changing. Our self is changing. Here is continuously, the soul continuously, it is in the changing mode. But okay, the self is in, try to understand. So something is changing. Okay, like, let me give an example. Okay, think about a wheel which is continuously moving. Okay, which is continuously rotating, and that's our source, that we can say like a soul. But we are trying to hold that wheel. We are trying to hold it, we are trying to stop it. That means we are not aligned with the source, we are not aligned with the soul. So when the something is changing, when we are trying to forcefully trying to stop it, trying to hold it, that's where the energies are getting that means the clash is happening within us. It's not from the it is not from the outside, it is not from outside, it is within. That we ourselves, we are stopping, we are limiting, we are not allowing that change, we are not aligned with that change. So which is happening continuously and unpredictably. So we are, that means the soul itself is unpredictable. So the soul itself, the soul experience is unpredictable. Okay, but here what is happening, we are trying to stop with the limited thoughts, with the limited ideas. We are fixing our mind. From that limitedness, we are trying to create our reality. And that's how the greater challenges we are inviting, we are creating the greater challenges, and we are not having enough strength, we are not having enough, we think all we think is we are not having that to hold, to face that, because we are limiting ourselves. At the same time, we are not connected with our source, we are not connected with our soul, and we are not connected with the characteristics of the soul here. Okay, so, and next thing he says, you insist upon focusing your attention upon the similarities that are woven through your own behavior, and upon those you build a theory that the self follows a pattern that you instead have transposed upon it. So here he says, so you are insisting, you are focusing, and where is our attention? Our attention is upon the similarities. We always compare. We knowingly or unknowingly, we are in that comparison. We compare ourselves or we compare others. So mostly people who compare others, who see the comparison in others, so they compare themselves first. So everything, the qualities, whatever the behavior, whatever the thought pattern we undergo, so we project outside. So we project outside and we think the same has to happen again and again, though it is like the happiness. So we see only the similarities. That means when we see the similarities, that means we are in that limitedness. We are not at all aligned into the source. We are not at all aligned with the soul. So this is one of the way to know our pattern. So this is one of the ways. If we are seeing the similarities, then we are in that same pattern, we are in the loop. Okay, and next he says, so looking at these similarities, so your attention is always upon, like, see, not the similarities in a materialistic way, the experiences. So whatever here we understand, you have to try to understand at an energy level, either at an energy level or know about yourself. Always connect to yourself. So whatever the wisdom you hear, so you have to compare it with yourself, you have to analyze it, and you have to check within. So is it genuinely we have to check. Okay, so is it am I in that way? Am I or my thoughts are like this? So we have to check. So introspect. Okay, so in this he says your behavior, so whatever our behavior is based on the theory that the self follows a pattern. So we all have certain patterns. We all have certain patterns. So in that pattern, so how this pattern got built up? So we have built that pattern, we have created that pattern from the limitedness, and also looking at our behavior. And instead he says, instead have transposed upon it. So all these pattern we have, and these transport patterns prevents you from seeing the self as it really is. As it really is. So we think that we are stopping ourselves. We are not some like a veil. Okay, so something we have created a layer with all this pattern, with all this limited behavior, and we are not unable to connect. We complain with ourselves. You have complaints with ourselves that I'm not able to connect with my source, with my soul. So unless we break the pattern, unless we know our belief system, so even the belief system is from the limitedness, from the limited thinking. So always, first of all, we have to be ready for change. So anything that is changing, welcome that, accept that. Here what he is trying to say is that even we are not accepting the change, we are afraid, we are in that fear that this change may bring something, this change may give us some pain, so it may give some challenge. So we are stick to that. We are in that illusion that I am secured, I'm not accepting the change, I'm not ready for the change. So anything, the change can be created from the pain. Like, see, many people who came to, like, a few of the people, I can say few people came into meditation path. So they entered into meditation path through an incident in their life which gave that much of pain to them. So that means a pain which that person has undergone has opened a path to a greater path. So whatever that's not something so we are with our emotions, we are with that similarities, we are holding that, and we are not allowing ourselves to face the change. So something is coming into our life, that means we have to accept it as it is. And next, and here, the perfection. So people who strive for perfection, who always want things to be perfect, they are in a limitedness. Because I am the one, I used to think from my childhood, I want to no, I don't expect from others that they have to be in that perfect, they have to um, mm, be in that perfection. But I used to think that from whatever the work, whatever, if even the handwriting, if something got disturbed, if some letter went upon the line or below the line, I couldn't able to accept myself. So I immediately I used to strike off that word, and again I used to write. So this is not something, so in my childhood, because of I'm not aware of all this, so I thought this is perfect, this is giving me happiness. No, not at all. Even the perfection, what I understood from past days, that even that perfection is not that something that is standard, it was framed here on this planet. Nothing is perfect. That is coming from my likes and dislikes. So whatever I like, I think that is perfect. I thought that is perfect. But no, so that is so don't limit yourself. And in that emotion, I was being strict to myself. So I thought it is a discipline, but no, I'm not allowing myself to explore that blissful state. I'm not allowing myself to that peace, or the beautiness of being, living in the present moment, beautiness of experiencing different experiences. So I am limiting that. So when I understand, when I started to paint, when I started to draw, so there I got to know so how I am limiting myself. So in that painting, what I did is I allowed myself to draw like the free hand. So usually whatever the dot or a single dot, if the same thing has to repeat, I used to check the size. I used to check the something like I want that similar exact size of that picture, exact size of the dot. But the next picture, when I thought, I started to think, I started to draw the free hand. So I want to break that pattern through painting. So when we move a step, when we try to do something, so we think only in that. So not only I try to break that pattern, so I did not only in painting. So when we try to at one state, at one level, so it will affect in all levels, it will affect in all ways. Okay, so try to understand, friends. So when we do that action, when we put that action in one attempt, so in one phase, in one of the type, or in one of the behavior, it will affect it will affect to all the rest of the things, rest of the actions. So then I started to break that pattern. So then I explored. So even then I started to enjoy the real happiness of painting whatever. And even at the thinking level, at the way I pursue the things, even that got changed. Okay, so this is how my experience related to this limitedness. And yes, there are certain belief systems, so that are belief patterns which we want to explore. So, and the wisdom what we take, what we understand, so automatically it will bring change in us. So some wisdom we have to implement. Okay, unless we implement, we can't experience. And some, when we listen, when we adopt, when we take that wisdom completely, so then automatically it will bring change, irrespective of the experiences. So it is not compulsory, it is not like it is not compulsory to implement. So each and every wisdom what we hear, automatically it will bring change in us. And next he says, soul perceives and creates. This is what this is the statement. In this statement we can relate to us, we can experience us in this statement. So soul perceives and creates. Are we creating? We all are creating, right? We all are creating our thoughts, actions, and whatever we are undergoing, we all are creating. So whatever the experiences we are undergoing, whatever the experience we have undergone, so past and future, so we are creating. That means the creation is happening, but from the limitedness, or from all the limitedness. So next here, and how the soul perceives. Perceives means it learns, it observes. So soul perceives, so it learns and observes. Or we are in that state. So compare yourself to the characteristics, to the qualities of the soul. Compare yourself to the qualities of the soul. So when we compare ourselves to the soul, then we can understand where we are limiting ourselves, and we can understand our patterns. We can understand the behavior of ourselves. Okay, this is how this is how what I thought. So then here I want to share a couple of my experiences through what happened through dreams. So here it says we are creating, right? We are creating. And here from last Friday to yesterday, okay, I'm unable to touch, I couldn't able to read even a single sentence from this book. Usually I read the whole week on and off. I used to read and I used to write important points or whatever. I used to note it. But the whole week I couldn't able to touch the book. So I wanted to, but I was unable to. So then what happened? Couple of days ago, I got a dream. So in the dream, what happened? So already in the dream, some incident got happened, some incident got created. So in that, so they are like family members, but they are not actual family members in my real life. So in the dream, so one incident got, so they are facing some consequences which they have already created, which I got to know. So then in the dream itself, again that incident is repeating immediately. Again the dream, whatever the incidents, whatever the like 1 2 3 okay incidents, and equal to some consequences. So they face some consequences because of this 1 2 3. So I can't explain because I couldn't able to remember the whole dream. So like something added on, and they have that consequences. Then that consequences gave them some pain, some challenges. Okay, so I got to know, and then I understood in the dream itself, all the 1 2 3 whatever the situations, it is repeating. So in that second situation, I got to know it is repeating. In the dream itself, I got to know, I understood that it is something is repeating, and this situation I need to change it. I need to change. So whatever I realized, whatever I realized in the first you say like first what you can say, the first thing, whatever it's happened. Okay, so I got to know there, okay, this is not how I should act. Okay, immediately the second when that is happening for the second time, whatever I thought, I changed it. In the dream itself, I changed the situations, and 1 2 3, and whatever the incidents of 1 2 3 phases, I changed every phase. I changed in every all the 4 phases, and the consequences got changed. This is how we can create. This is how, that means we are creating. This is how the creation is happening. That is one dream. Okay, that means we can change. So from the dream, I got to know that yes, we have that ability, and we have that ability to change in a better way. And don't think that it is a perfect. That is the better way for the time being. And next, even we can plan even much better. Okay, and next thing is, and immediately next day, what happened? One master, so one of my friend called, and she, she's sharing about her sister's situation there, and she wants some she wants some advice. So I'm not the person who gives suggest or advices, so but as she's my friend, so she called, and this is how the situation is going on with her sister. It is completely new to me. It is completely like it is out of my mind, and her situation is not what we expect, or not that we what you say, the pain the family is undergoing, we can't express in words. So this is how it is happening with her, and that is completely new to me. When I was listening to her, to her sharing, I was listening to her words, but nothing is coming to my mind. So nothing, I couldn't able to even understand it completely. But when she is ending, when she is all of a sudden, I started to share, I started to give some advice, or what you say, whatever it is, I started to help her. So in that way, she was happy. Okay, and after ending the call, I started to think, so how these thoughts popped in my mind. Initially, I couldn't able to understand the situation, and it is completely new to me. I never heard till now. But something, what is, how can I suggest like this? Okay, so then I got remember 2 years back, friends, 2 or 2.5 years back, in the dream itself, I was trained, I was given wisdom to these type of situations, to these type of no that experiences. And in the dream, they have created, the masters, masters have created some situation which is completely related to this incident, whatever my friend has shared. And I was given some suggestions, given some like training physically. So you have to do like this, you have to do. So automatically, so it came to me at the time, at the correct moment, and I have shared. And see, this is how, friends, I'm not something special here, I'm not saying that something special, but we all are in certain guidance. We all are, being guided. So we have to believe that, we have to trust, we have to build the trust in us. So continuously we are in that guidance. We have to take that guidance. Maybe it's from my soul. Sometimes my soul teaches in dream. So whoever might be, so what, be open to the source, and take that guidance. Okay, it will helpful, it will be helpful in future days, or maybe in that whatever we are undergoing. So this is one of the dream. So in 1 week, so three dreams which connected to this wisdom. And next one is, I recently, couple of days back, maybe yesterday, no, the day before yesterday, I saw a movie. So it is something which disturbed me. So night, just before going to bed, I watched that movie. So we all family, we watched that movie, and something got disturbed me. It reminded me my past, my childhood, experiences. Okay, my childhood wounds. So I was trying to overcome that. I was trying to educate myself. I was trying to bring that into awareness and everything. So I went into sleep. So I went into a deep sleep. So in that sleep, I got a dream where all my childhood, I would say, not the wounds now, it's like dramatic incidents. Dramatic, so whatever it is has a drama. So all that is happening, I can see all that is happening one by one. So one person, so he came to me, and he said, you are creating from the wounds. You are creating yourself, you are creating your reality from your wounds. So which is not at all right, which won't help you. Okay, and you have to leave that. You think so literally he said these words, you think that is giving you much pain. You think your problem, or the problem, that means we are, whatever we are undergoing, we think that it is bigger, it is something that we can't overcome that, or which is something that is, it is draining us. We think our problems are bigger than other problems, other situation. And he said one person, he named one person, one of my childhood friend, which have nowhere, I have no thoughts about my friend. So he named that person, and he said, all your problems are bigger than his problems. Okay, then whatever he's physically he's undergoing some problem from childhood. Okay, so do you think that you are having some bigger challenges, greater challenges than that person? Okay, so I said no, I was thinking in that. So then after that, I went back. Okay, I went back and I started to create again. I started to recreate, I could say. So whatever I was expecting in the first dream, whatever I have shared, I have created. So in the dream, I was expecting from my father, or expecting from my other person. We generally expect something from the other persons that we can't do, and we expect the whatever we want, we expect from other people. But there are multiple ways that we can create, we can do. So whatever I expected from my father, or whatever I expected from say like the other person, so I did it physically. and I was in a blissful state. I was very happy. I'm very happy that all whatever I was carrying, it all wiped off. It all got cleared. Okay, so this is how, that means we have that multiple alternatives we can create. So, and that creation, we think that it may affect others. No, not at all. So the creation must empower us. It must give energies to us. It must enhance our energies. Okay, so that's how the creation, all these three dreams. So when I experienced all these three dreams, so yesterday I started to read, because today we are having session. So yesterday when I started to read, so whatever I have undergone, all these all the throughout the week, so it was in this book. So it is what SETH master, or you could say like who are the higher masters, the higher consciousness, or even the soul expects from us. Okay, and he says the soul is far more powerful than we think. And this is remember, and this is what in the book itself, remember again that you are a soul now. The soul within you, therefore, is now perceiving. Its methods of perception are the same now as they were before your physical birth, and as they will be after your physical death. So basically, the inner portion of you, the soul stuff, will not suddenly change its methods of perception nor its characteristics after physical death. Okay, the soul, whatever the soul wants to pursue, the way, the methods, so it is continuously in that creation, in that methods of perception. But it's not after leaving our physical body, we couldn't it will remain same, though we are with the physical body or not. The soul remains the same. The method of the soul perceiving in things, perception, and its perception remains the same. And here he mentioned about its methods of perception, and he didn't say that it's a perception or the soul perceives in this manner. He says our methods. So that word, I was thinking, I asked Seth master, what is this methods? So why you have mentioned that word, methods of perception? Are there any methods how the soul perceives? And he said creation. The soul, how the soul perception is, it is a continuous creation, and it's like experiencing, observing. So this is how the methods, so soul chooses certain methods how it creates, and it observes, and it experience. Through all these experiences and through observation, the soul learns. This is how it learns. Okay, so that's how. And friends, this is the truth. Okay, are we living with the truth? We have to, we understand. Even Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna, he says the same regarding the soul. Okay, though we know the truth, are we living with the truth? So when we live with the truth, we'll be in acceptance, we'll be in ready to change, we'll be in unlimitedness, and we'll not all the boundaries. We look at the things as 360 degrees, not with the one angle. When we live with the truth, we look at the things 360 degrees way. Okay, and creation has to empower. Yeah, it gives you peace and happiness. So yeah, this is all for today's session, and I am sure that coming and in a coming session, coming whatever the wisdom from this chapter and the coming chapter number 7, we will go to the depths of the wisdom. We will go to the depths. I'm very sure we can understand, and definitely we will bring change. So he is taking to the core of the wisdom, not from from the book, friends. So when I'm reading that paragraph, he's making me, and that means not only me, he's making us to understand the depths of the soul's wisdom. That is our wisdom. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. If at all you want to share anything, you can unmute yourself. Okay. So
Thank you for the amazing wisdom, Shardagar.
yes,
I
Pamela.
really loved the session. Thank you for the great effort. And it takes so much of courage to uh, read this, understand this, and you're you're taking so much of efforts to understand and let us also know and open. You are opening new insights. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. So, friends, what I want to share is here, it's it's not something what I am getting. Okay, when I am reading, you won't believe when I'm reading, when I start to read, uh, it's not. I feel like we all are there. We all are reading. That means I'm in like a group conscious. I'm always feeling a group consciousness, not single me. Okay, I'm feeling that group consciousness. That means we all are existing, we all are experiencing that wisdom, we all are, we want that wisdom from Seth Master. So here, even not alone, I'm not alone here. We all are exploring that wisdom, right? Yeah, thank you. Yes, Ram sir.
Thanks a lot, Sharda Garu. It was a beautiful, beautiful session. Another beautiful session. A lot we can evolve. A lot we can evolve by listening to these sessions. Few things that were like keys for me, although everything was beautiful. One was about we look at similarities from the past experiences, and we are constantly creating from that limitedness. So now when we reflect upon this statement, what comes to my mind is whatever we are doing, for example, reading books, what is it doing? It is just taking us away from this way of living, which is looking at similarities from the past experiences. Because whenever we read something new, we are creating or we are taking our own self in perceiving things differently. So that is why it is very important that we keep reading books, that we keep reading new people, we keep connecting to the new people's wisdom. There is no limitedness. The world had so many masters. There are so many books, and we have to be open. And yesterday I was uh, waiting for an appointment, and and it took longer, and I felt, oh, it would have been good if I got some book or something to read. And I was looking at the walls and the books, magazines, everything around. Nothing was calling me, and then instantly I remembered maybe there is something on my mobile phone, and then I found a book. I started reading, and it was about it is from Diana Cooper, Angel Answers. And then in that book it also specifies, we have to make ourselves fully open. And it speaks about, the aura of a person who is open is like a rainbow, like all colors, because we are open from every side to receive, to integrate. And that is how we let our soul to explore newer dimensions, no limitations. And it is beautiful to read that, because when we make a very confined way of looking at things, we are basically shrinking our own aura from multicolor to a single color, which means if I say something only this way, the people will understand. No, we should be able to grasp, take, integrate everything from everyone. And when we understand this, we will know, that like this one, the soul is far more powerful than we know or we think. The soul is far more powerful. So there is unlimitedness. We can experience unlimitedness. Each one of us can perceive. Each one of us. There is no difference. There is no um, any difference at all. It is all in the way we perceive. And all these wisdom sharings is opening the doors for us to understand that we are not limited friends. We are unlimited beings. Unlimited in the sense, whatever you think is unlimited, you're that and even much beyond. So we have to simply be open. Do not resist any change. All the changes are only taking us to a higher level of living, higher level of understanding. And your personal experiences of dreams and how your dream had helped you to guide someone else. And here is another learning for us. We sometimes think, oh, he's a small kid. He doesn't even, he doesn't even have a family and he's talking about relationships. He doesn't work, but he's explaining how to save money or make money or whatever. We see lot of certain things in our life that we constantly, whenever somebody is sharing something, we look through the person through a limited perception and limited dimension. But whatever comes to us, no matter from where, it can even be. That is why you see, even a plant, a tree can share what is, what is right as we move on, or what is the right thing in that given point of time. So we have to be open. We have to be always open, always open. And what we can experience is limitless. And thanks to Seth Master, thanks to you, Sharda Garu, for decoding these and then presenting in such a very descriptive way. And yes, we are all here to experience that. And thanks again.
So that's the reason maybe Patri sir always he emphasizes on listening to others' experiences. Right? So when we listen to others' experiences, that means we are looking at different different angles, right, sir? And also about reading books. You also mentioned about reading books, and Patri sir always says swadhyaya. So we have to read books, friends. This is how it is helpful for us. So when I started this SETH wisdom, so when we started, I could say, so when we started to go through this SETH wisdom, that means I'm exploring myself in multi-dimensional way, in multi-dimensions, right? So yeah, what Ram sir has shared. So let us, we have to be open, and we are already, but even we have to know that we are open. So when we know about ourselves, then we allow any change. Thank you so much, sir. So anyone, friends? Okay. So if possible, please go through this book, because whatever I share, so it's always it's not 100%. So when you read, you will experience, definitely. So please go through this book, friends. And thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Shall we end the session then?
Yes, Sharda Garu. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you for
everyone.
the messages. Thank you, everyone. Namaste all.